Okay. Hello, everyone. My name is Mellowstep, and after a really long hiatus, I am presumably back. So I'm going to be running around on my 100% Stardew Valley farm. There's like one or two things that I don't have that I'm still looking for. Um, and while I do that, I guess I will be recounting. I didn't know you now. I guess I'll be recounting where I have been the past few months. Um, so yeah, those of you who frequent my community posts probably have seen this. Um, but I broke my leg on the 1st of May. I know a lot of people will be like, oh, but if you broke your leg on the 1st of May, why is it taking you this long to get back? I'm getting there, okay? So, on the 1st of May, I work at an ice factory that my boyfriend's parents own. And on the 1st of May, while I was grabbing ice from the freezer room, stepping out of said freezer room, I slid and my sandal basically slid on water and I snapped my leg. Right leg specifically. So yeah, I don't really know how to follow that up. So yeah, I ended up snapping my ankle. Does not really hurt as much as I thought it did, or would. What the fuck do I have planted here? You know what, never mind. But I think that's because people talk about how much it sucks to snap an ankle so much that I had a very skewed idea of what that would feel like when/if I ever did snap an ankle. Not fun in the least, but definitely not as bad as I thought it would be, which I guess says a lot more about, like, my expectations. What the fuck am I doing up here? I think the worst part was that I thought I had just dislocated it, and I tried to step on said broken ankle after breaking it. Just a word of warning, even if you think that you dislocated your ankle and did not break it, don't step on your ankle if it's dislocated. You could be like me and have had a broken ankle and not a dislocated one. So yeah, day one, spent most of the day in the hospital because 1st of May here where I live is a public holiday. So things are a little bit slow. The people who had to take my x-rays were not at work when I got there. So, hours in the hospital room for them to put me under with ketamine and to then be like, okay, we have to try to reposition your leg. So, there are two kinds of breaks. I'm sure anyone that knows anything about legs and bones knows this. You have a simple fracture and you have a complex fracture. Simple fractures are clean breaks. Very simple, like, clean. It kind of just looks like someone slashed it in half, basically. And complex fractures are, as they say, complex. It could be anything from the bones are shattered completely and they can't easily be realigned, or it kind of explodes, for lack of a better word. It's very difficult to explain. Luckily for me, I had a simple fracture. It was just a clean snap. Unfortunately for me, they tried to reposition. They were initially said they were going to transfer me to a bigger town hospital. Due to some miscommunication, they were like, okay, we're not going to do that. We need to come back tomorrow to get more x-rays done. So I was like, okay, cool. I'll be back tomorrow. Spent the majority of the day in the hospital again. Only for them to say, oh, this is not right yet. You have to come back. Actually, I'm jumping the gun. They stated that they don't quite know if it's right yet. They will send the images through to the bigger hospital and then let me know. A week later, I finally go, okay, it's been a week and they haven't let me know. I should call them. And I do call them. And they say, okay, you need to come back in. so that we can, I don't know, talk to you, adjust, whatever the fuck. And I was like, cool, okay, not ideal, but you know, it's fine. So, I go in again. They're like, okay, the bigger hospital, where did I, oh, there I am. The bigger hospital is still not happy. You have to be induced again. Oh, some music. Hang on, too loud. Hopefully that's better. Only for them to be like, okay, Vosted, which is the bigger hospital now, still not happy, you have to be induced again. I was like, fuck, that sucks, but it's fine. They induced me again. Now, mind you, every time that they induced me up until that point, they used ketamine. Ketamine is a great drug for trauma because it puts you under very quickly. However, ketamine has this fun little quirk where more often than not when you get placed under ketamine, depending on the person obviously, but for me, this was true, ketamine causes hallucinations as you go down and as you are under. And dear Jesus, did I hallucinate on the ketamine. The very first time that I was on ketamine, I hallucinated so badly that I thought the universe was falling into itself, basically. Put that a little lower, because that feels very loud. So yeah, the first time I was under ketamine, I felt like the universe was just folding in on itself, and I was falling through time and space. Worst fucking feeling in the world, by the way. So the most upsetting thing to me, being told that I had to go under ketamine again, was not in fact having to go under and then being like, okay, yeah, we're going to be yanking your leg again while you're under, which sucked. I was hoping that my leg was fine, and they'd managed to get it aligned properly so it should begin healing. It was the knowledge that I was going to go under ketamine again and probably hallucinate again. Freaked me the hell out. So, third time, go under, and I was barely awake when they sent me for x-rays again, and they sent the pictures through, and big hospital still not happy. They were like, we're going to have to put you under immediately again. This upset me, because I hate the feeling of being under ketamine, and also, like, my boyfriend at the time had not been able to come with me. He had work, unfortunately, and he could not take off. So I call him, this was like after hours at this point, absolutely sobbing, being like, they're gonna put me under again, I'm freaking out, if there's any way that you can get here, please. He does manage to get there. They try to tell him, like, hey, you can't go in there, which he tells me. I start freaking out more, and God bless her, I had this amazing doctor, which I don't think I'm allowed to specify her name or anything, but, like, just know, amazing doctor, absolutely stellar doctor that I had. And she sees that I'm upset, she's like, hey, are you okay? And I'm like, no, I'm freaking out a lot because I hate being put under ketamine, and it makes me hallucinate really badly, and all I want is to see my boyfriend so that he can help me to calm down. And she then pulled some strings to get him to be able to be in there with me for like 5 to 10 minutes. She's also the only doctor that actually took my feelings into account and put me under. Well, she didn't really put me under. She used a different drug. I'm not entirely sure what its name was. I wish I knew what its name was. It was a very complex name. But she used a different drug to basically numb me instead of putting me under. Because I basically told her, I don't care if I can feel you yanking on my leg. I just can't deal with the feeling that ketamine, like, gives me. She was very sweet, very understanding, put me under something else, and then tried to adjust my leg again. And because my luck is what it is, they sent x-rays through again. They had one of the x-ray technicians come out specially because they were like, we're not going to ask you to come back tomorrow. And it was still not correct. So they were like, okay, we have done everything that we can. Big hospital has said that you should come through to them. Which, if they just said that from the beginning, it would have been so much faster, and I would have been back on my feet way earlier, but it is what it is. So I'm like, cool, fine. Go to big hospital on Monday. This is the 13th now. It's been 12 days since I broke my leg. They have a specialist there. He's like, okay, I'm going to try to set your leg live, meaning no pain meds, which that sucked ass. And after doing that, back to x-rays, and he's like, okay, still didn't work. The only thing that we can do now is send you for surgery. And I'm like, damn, that is the worst fucking news, okay? When is the surgery? He's like, I don't know. Like, you don't know. So the way that state hospitals work where I live, and unfortunately I had to go to state hospitals because I'm not currently on a medical aid, because life. The way that the state hospital works that I was at, big hospital, is they have a set amount of beds, and you basically have to have a bed. You stay in the bed, and when they have openings, they fit you in. Obviously, emergency cases or elderly get first dibs on openings in the surgical calendar. But for some reason, you can't go home, and then they go, oh yeah, we have openings for these days. They are like, you have to stay here. Which, honestly, weirdly enough, that was probably the worst part about breaking my leg, was the week in hospital. Couldn't go home, because they were like, if you go, you will forfeit your spot. My mom came through every single day. My boyfriend, unfortunately, was alone at work, so he couldn't come through to me. And it was just kind of a mess. It was the fucking worst. At one point, my mom video called me from my boyfriend's house where his sister's little girl, she just wants to see me, because she adores me and I adore her. She's so cute. But the moment I saw her, I just started fucking bawling my eyes out. Because it sucks. It sucks being that far away from your family and your friends. So this entire thing happens, and I'm stuck in the hospital, like about an hour away from my friends and family. And after about a week, I went in Monday. Originally they would have done my operation the Thursday morning, but there was some other complications, and they were like, oh, but this guy needs to go in before you, which also sucks, but what you gonna do? So this guy takes my spot. They're like, you are first on the list on the Friday. And I was like, cool, as long as this gets done and I can go home. Get operated the Friday. The operation itself went very smoothly. Waking up from the operation went smoothly. I then fall back asleep because I'm hyped up on drugs and stuff, and they basically just want to make sure you wake up from the initial operation. You're allowed to go to sleep afterwards. And when I woke up from that nap, it was the most pain I think I've ever been in my entire life. Because your body, like, they gave me an epidural. Oh cool, I have a random event, that's cool. An explosion, so that would be a meteor. Before they sent me into the operation, they were like, we're not going to give you anesthesia, we are going to give you an epidural. Because that is kind of better for you. Also, then we can monitor you better. Like, there was a bunch of reasoning that they gave me for why they decided on a epidural instead of... Oh, look, that's a cool place for it to be. I'm gonna destroy this one because I have one up here. There's a bunch of reasons why they would prefer giving you an epidural over giving you anesthesia. I didn't care. I was just like, whatever, as long as it gets done. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think I need one more raccoon. I was like, okay, whatever, as long as you just get it over with. So when you wake up initially after the operation, your body is still under the epidural's effects. And I was like, okay, that's fine, I don't really care, blah, blah, blah. However, when I woke up the second time, my body was no longer feeling the epidural's effects. So I wake up and I am in the most pain of my life. Like, when I say most pain of my life, I'm like not exaggerating. It was the worst feeling I've ever felt. Because for them to kind of fix my leg, they had to, so one side of my ankle has a bolt in it now, and the other side has a screw. I need a lot more moss for what I want to do. And they were like, yeah, this is how we're going to fix your leg, and that's fine and dandy. However, when I woke up after that nap, where the epidural's effects had run their course, it was the first time that I actually, could feel my leg. And obviously there's like a foreign entity there now. There's a piece of metal on either side of my leg. And let me tell you that shit does not feel right. And it was just, it was the worst fucking pain, because it's bone pain, right? Because they had to put things or screw things into my bones. So yeah, that was the worst feeling ever. Cried, like cried a lot. Nurses were a little bit slow, not their fault. There was other stuff going on, I'm assuming. I don't fucking know. But they eventually got me morphine. I lived on morphine for those 2 days that I was still in the hospital after the surgery. So they give me morphine. I chill out. The next day, my boyfriend and his sister's boyfriend come to get me. I've never been more happy to see people in my life. Holy shit, I was so glad to see them. I was so glad to leave. This is not saying that the people at that hospital weren't really sweet. They were amazing. They were so sweet. They tried really hard to make me feel better. At one point when I started crying after talking to my mom, one of the nurses just came and held me. Like, this is not saying anything bad about the nurses there. God, they were amazing. I just could not deal with the fact that I had to stay there, and I had no idea when I would get to go home. And also, obviously, all of my friends, all of my family are all here where I live. So yeah. After this, I had about 6 weeks of recovery. Obviously, bones need to heal, but also I had stitches in my leg. Need to make sure that those heal properly. 2 weeks after my surgery, I go back to my initial hospital. Got very lucky. My amazing, sweet doctor that actually listened to me and gave me not ketamine was there. She and this other really, God, she's the sweetest little nurse. The nurses were very sweet. Like, I have no complaints about the nurses that helped me at any point of this entire ordeal. A nurse took out my stitches. That amazing doctor came back and she recasted my leg. And then I had 4 more weeks of rest recovery. After those 4 weeks, I had to go back to big hospital. So before I left big hospital, they were like, at 6 weeks post-op, you're gonna come back to us. We are going to see how your leg healed with x-rays. If everything went well, we are going to like let you start doing kind of more like you support your own body weight walking, because obviously you're not allowed to do that when your leg is shattered. And then cool. But they didn't tell me what might happen if my leg wasn't okay. So I walk into that hospital early in the morning, terrified. Just like, what happens if this isn't fixed? Luckily for me, it was. My leg had healed perfectly after the surgery. I feel like I'm gonna sneeze. False alarm. My leg had healed perfectly. It was fine. I was so fucking relieved. I got to go home again. I thought they were gonna give me a moon boot, because that's usually what they do when your leg has been broken and you start learning to walk again. Evidently not. My leg was perfectly fine. I got sent home with some mild exercises because the tendon in the back of my leg had shortened because I'd been in a cast for so long. They were like, yeah, no, you don't need a moon boot, you just need to basically learn to walk again. Which, hearing that after being convinced that you're going to spend months in a moon boot trying to learn how to walk again is trippy as hell. So yeah, they're like, no, you go home, you learn to walk again. And I have. It has been, fuck, how long has it been? I think last Friday. I'm recording this on a Tuesday. The past Friday, it has been 3 weeks since my cast was removed. I am walking around the house completely without crutches now. I do still use crutches for if I leave the house. I'm down to 1 crutch now instead of 2, which is fucking dope. But that's more just a in case thing. In case I slip, in case someone knocks into me unexpectedly or whatever the hell. But yeah, I seem to be okay now. I can walk. I still walk funny. And I think that it might take quite a while before I walk completely properly again, which that's to be expected. That's okay. I can't run, obviously. I don't expect to be able to run 3 weeks post-op. But I can't run yet. I can't jog yet. I'm just happy I can walk. The doctor was like, hedge your expectations. There are people that months if not years after breaking a leg and getting their cast taken off, they still can't walk. So I'm just fucking grateful that I'm one of the lucky ones. I do have a absolutely amazing support system. My boyfriend is super into fitness, which helped so much because he actually knows what he's talking about when he gives me advice. His mom has been so sweet and so kind. She took care of me a lot in the first few days because I was staying with my boyfriend and not at home with my mom. Speaking of my mom, God bless my mom. She came through every single day that I was in hospital, and that's about an hour drive either way. She brought me so much snacks and cool drink. She brought me so much snacks and cool drink to the city, like to where I live, which is like a city or a town across from where she lives. She sent me money and stuff so that I can buy whatever I don't have or whatever she doesn't think of to bring me. Just God bless my mom, man. I can't adequately describe how much good she's been doing, or how much good she did. But that also goes for my boyfriend, who, Jesus, he made sure that I was okay every single step of the way. He has helped me with physical therapy. He has helped me with the mental shit. He has, like, a lot of nights when I would get up to go to the bathroom, he would be awake from the moment I get up to the moment I get back into bed. And anyone who knows me knows that I pee a lot. So he got like 0 sleep. He got like no rest or no sleep while I was in hospital because of how much he was worried about me. I have such good friends and family, man. I'm so fucking lucky. Look at my friends who would text me every single day to be like, hey, how you doing? Here are games on your phone that I think might help with the boredom. I have anxiety, so a lot of them were just like, hey, no worries, you don't text us back. One of my friends, JJ, who has been on this channel a lot, sent me an entire dissertation. She's like, hello, anxiety. Do not freak out. And I'm just like, okay, dude, that's weirdly helpful, thanks. So no, I have really good friends and really good family and an amazing boyfriend and a fucking awesome mom. I just have good people in my life, man, and I'm really grateful about that. But yeah, so that's where I've been. Had a broken leg better now, presumably. Does this mean that I am back on the channel permanently? I mean, I hope so. I am still really inconsistent with doing, like, anything. That's because I have random days where I'm so fucking tired, man. I'm so tired, and my leg is healed. Like, learning to walk again is just tiring, I guess. So yeah, that's where I've been. Had a broken leg. Not broken anymore. Very happy about that. Learning to walk, learning to get better, learning to be human again, I suppose. So yeah, I will say that God, it has taught me a lot about people, I guess. And, like the resilience of humans, which I know sounds really stupid. But yeah, like if you told me beginning of this year that I would break my leg and I would be okay afterwards, like you would do, like that I would get through things that I never thought I'd be able to get through, I would have probably laughed at you, like in your face. Cause like I've never seen myself as a very resilient person. I'm not. I don't see it. But through this shit, I've realized that I'm a lot more resilient than I think. And my boyfriend, if he watches this video, is probably like, yeah, bitch, I told you. But yeah, humans are a lot more resilient than I think they give themselves credit for. And I'm a lot more resilient than I have ever given myself credit for. And that's an interesting, cool thing, I think, to think about. Just being like, yeah, you are stronger than you think. I have cried over like mild aches before, but I didn't cry after snapping my ankle in half. Which that shit's weird to think about. But yeah, I'm just gonna keep sleeping. I wanna see. Oh, hello. Foreign language. That's cool. But yeah, I mean, it's been a whole thing. It's been a lot of learning and a lot of like, which peach tree? Where did I plant a peach tree? What? Huh? Sorry. But yeah, it's been a lot of learning and stuff. A lot of learning about like what I can do, what I can't do. A lot of learning to be more empathetic towards people as well. Like my boyfriend has polio since he's been a baby. And he also has his like right side that's affected. And there's been a lot of learning where it's like, okay, you have to like do things a certain way to go around the fact that you can't use one side of yourself. I've actually never seen this little crab. I'm really happy about that. So there's a lot of, okay, don't do things this way, do things this way. Like, if you're brushing your teeth and you can't sit down, or you can't stand up, because at the point that he taught me these things, I couldn't stand up. It was very unfortunate. But don't stand up, sit down, like put a towel on your lap, just in case you make a mess and stuff like that. Teaching me how to better like use my weight and how to better like exercise. Oh my gosh! I didn't think there was a little cutscene for this. I thought I still had to do some stuff for them. Oh, I'm very happy that I actually caught this on video. Oh, that's really cute. Aww. Sorry, I've completely lost track of what I was saying. I know I was talking about my boyfriend, and honestly, this feels very fitting. He loves raccoons. Oh my gosh. This is really cute. That's really cute. Oh my gosh. I'm so glad I got that on film. Your new neighbors seem to be thriving. Oh, that's cute. Well, yeah, fair. They're raccoons. But yeah, my boyfriend has helped so much. Both with exercising, with like physical therapy, just with everything. Oh, you want one more thing? Winter root juice and pickle soda. Do I have winter? I don't know. But yeah, like I'm very blessed with the people in my life, honestly. I know I keep saying it and I keep reiterating it, but God, I'm very lucky to have the people in my life that I do. Like I said, my boyfriend has helped me every step of the way. He has kept me positive in times when I really felt so frustrated. Cause like I'm a homebody. Like my boyfriend works right now, and like I work from home, so a lot of like food making and like cleaning up general areas that I made a mess in, like is stuff that I want to do and that I do. And it's difficult not being able to do those things and feeling very like there are things that I want to do and I can't. And my boyfriend would just be like, my dude, you have a broken leg. And I'd be like, yeah, but also like I feel like I should be doing things. And he would just kind of look at me just like, bitch. So yeah, I have a very, very good boyfriend and a very wonderful boyfriend, and I'm so lucky to have him. God bless. He's amazing. But yeah, it's one of those things, right, where like you don't really think about stuff like that, and then suddenly one day you have to realize that you're completely reliant on other people sometimes, and that's okay. Sometimes you have to rely on other people, and that doesn't mean that like it's like, oh my god, you failed or whatever the hell. It just means that sometimes you need a bit of help, man, and that's okay. So that's another thing that I've kind of been forced to learn. It's like it is okay to ask for help. Sometimes you just need some help, and that's okay. And this is not what I needed, was it? I don't think this is what I needed. Shit. So yeah, I don't really know what else to say. I feel like there's a lot that I should say, and I just, I don't know. It's been a ride, to say the least. It's been a time, and yeah, I'm really fucking lucky and happy I have the people in my life that I do. And I'm grateful that despite the fact that our medical system is not the best, I still got helped and I can walk again. And I'm very happy. I'm very happy, and I'm very lucky, and I'm very blessed. And I'm very happy that I get to, be again, get to exist again, and that I get to, just live, I guess. I feel like I'm rambling. But yeah, I can't guarantee that I'm going to be consistent on the channel, again yet. I think things are going to be a little bit tricky for a while because I have to go home for a bit, away from my boyfriend's house where I now live most of the time, for a little bit, which sucks, but it is what it is. And yeah, as soon as things are fully okay again, I should be back on the channel somewhat permanently, I hope, maybe. We'll see. But yeah, thank you to all of you who have been incredibly patient, with my hiatus. You've been incredibly supportive still on the channel. I'm sorry for being gone so long, but I hope that y'all will understand, or do understand rather. And yeah, with my raccoon cutscene over, we'll stand here next to my little raccoon Rarecrow. But yeah, thank you everyone for your support. Thank you all for watching. I hope you guys have an amazing day, week, month, life. And yeah, goodbye everyone.